But in Arizona, we also have judicial foreclosures, also known as, in some cases, the sheriff's sale. So, Sean, give us an idea about the general process of a sheriff's sale and what opportunities exist there.
Uh, so right now we're seeing more sheriff sales than what we would see during a downturn. And the reason is because lenders that are going to sheriff sales or sheriff sales are happening for liens that have to be foreclosed judicially. The most common would be your HOA liens. So your HOA lien is always going to be behind the first position deed of trust. HOA liens have to go through a sheriff's sale, and the process for that is the owner doesn't pay, and so there's unpaid assessments, and then the HOA sends notice and does their whole process to try to collect. They can't collect, and so now the homeowner has a tab with the HOA, and there's um, statutory requirements of when they can foreclose, and I won't get into those, but the account has to be so many months past due, or the balance has to be over a certain amount before they can foreclose. But assuming that they meet that criteria, then they send it out to the attorney, and the attorney files a lawsuit, serves the homeowner, and that lawsuit asks that the sheriff or the judge, the court, enter an order requiring the sheriff to sell that property at a sheriff's sale. So the lawsuit served, the homeowner has a chance to answer. At some point, whether by default or by a motion for summary judgment or by trial, it's likely that a judgment's going to be entered against the homeowner, and that judgment's going to list the amount that the homeowner owns, and then that judgment is going to then basically order the sheriff of the county to sell the property at a sheriff's sale. That's delivered to the sheriff with a writ of special execution, which is the court's way of saying, "Okay, sheriff, sell this property." The sheriff then notices the property up for sale, and then it'll sell the property at the sheriff's sale. However, it doesn't end there. The buyer at the sheriff's sale does not automatically receive title to the property. They receive basically a right to receive title and a notice that's recorded that they were the successful bidder, but you have to wait for the redemption period. And normally the redemption period is 6 months. And during that 6 months, the homeowner can come out of the woodwork, or even the homeowner's successor in interest can come out of the woodwork. Junior lien holders can come out of the woodwork and basically redeem, pay the amount of the sale, and buy the property back from the individual that purchased the property. After those 6 months, then finally the sheriff enters a sheriff's deed and conveys title to the property to the buyer. The reason why we will see actually a downturn of sheriff sales during an economic downturn and a scenario where property values are going down will be we'll see that because of the fact that HOAs will look at the property and be like, hey, they don't generally want to own the property. That's not their goal with a sheriff sale. Their goal is to get their money. That's what they want to do. And so they'll, look at the value and say, well, the first position lender is owed 400,000. The property's worth 350. Why are we going to go to a sheriff's sale? And so you're going to actually see sheriff sales slow down, but there's still an opportunity because assuming that there are any going on, there's less bidders because potentially the value of the property is, down and has depreciated. And if you're willing to take the property subject to the first position loan, reinstate that loan and make the monthly payments every month, maybe you do want to take it and purchase it at the sheriff's sale.